Hey, so I wanted to give y'all a little update on the pond. I hired one of my neighbors down the road. He has a pond in his yard, a really nice pond, and he has some really nice fish. And one day he was coming by to ask me if I wanted to buy some fish from him, because he actually breeds, different types of fish and stuff like that to go in my pond. And I was like, well, there's an issue with the pond. The water is brown. The tarp that was put in there was not a good tarp. And I told him the story behind what happened when I first created the pond, and the whole issue that I had with the tarp that I purchased was not big enough for the pond, because the people that helped me dig ended up making it a lot wider and a lot deeper than I had originally planned for it to be, which made the tarp that I purchased be too small. And I purchased another tarp, and that one was also too small because the person miscalculated. And that geometry goes a long way, y'all. So when you're in school or you tell your kids or whatever that geometry is very, very necessary in the real world, when they, get out of school and they start doing things like flower beds and, gardening and things like that, square footage and volume, all that stuff is very important. And you got to know what you're doing. You're going to fuck around and spend a lot of money, and not be able to use the things that you spent money on. So anyway, what I was having him do, because he was like, well, I can do this for you. I've done it before. I have a very functional pond at my house, which he does. I've seen it. So I know how to do it. So I got him. I put my pump in there and I drained the water out. And then now what he's doing, if you look at the video, he is removing the rest of the water and getting that, trying to get that tarp out of there. And he was going to, take the shovel and do a little, smooth everything around and get it back the way it's supposed to be. And then he was going to let it dry and then come back the next day or later and put the new tarp in there. Also, I had purchased some Vasquine. It's like a thick plastic that he was going to put that at the bottom as a liner, and then put the new tarp in there and do some things or whatever. So that was the plan. He worked on this for a few hours, and then he was just like, so I'm going to go have lunch and I'll be back. Okay. He didn't come back that day. And then after that, I got busy and was doing things or whatever. And the next day after the second day, it rained. And when it rained, the whole thing filled right back up. Like, it was filled up to the top, okay, with water. So that rain, like, really, 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 was a big rain. And so I reached out to him and I was like, hey, will you be coming back, or what's the deal? And he was just like, well, I have this pond insert, you can have it. I'd be willing to put it in there, but it will fit in the hole. I'd have to put some more dirt back down in the hole because it's not as deep as the hole that you have already. And I was like, something, I think that may be a good idea. He was like, and then you don't even have to worry about the whole tarp situation. You can just have the pond insert, and then you could, put your plants and stuff around it, and probably plant some grass around, that area. Because right now that area looks like a little island. Because it looks like it's got sand. That's not sand. That's actually fill dirt, which is brighter than regular topsoil, but it's not sand. It may have some sand in it. I don't know. But anyway, he was like, you could probably plant you some grass seeds around and everything, and they'll start back growing or whatever. But I like, how I have the plants that I planted around there. But I think grass, going around it would be also great. Or maybe plant a few palm trees or whatever, a little small. I don't know. I'm just, thinking or whatever. But anyways, so he continued, like I said, to try to get this tarp out of there and get all the rest of the water out. And he actually sent me some pictures of the pond insert that he's talking about. And I'm going to put those pictures in the end of this video so you guys can see it. It won't be as deep as my pond was, because my pond was like 3.5 feet deep in some parts. And then some parts was like 3 feet deep. But I don't think that this thing that he's giving me is probably 2 feet, if that. But we'll see, because once again it decided to rain this morning. But hopefully he'll be able to come and finish it up this weekend. I don't know. I'm not in a hurry. I took all the fish out and I put the fish in one of my tanks in the house, so they are perfectly fine. No fish died during this transformation. No, during this process. I did put them in a tank inside, and they're doing just fine. So whenever he does get done and I run the water in the pond and, run the cycle and everything, it'll be safe, to put the fish out there. And I'll probably bring some of my inside fish outside too, because I have a lot of babies that can go out there as well, little ones, little guys or whatever. And the tank that's in my room that y'all hear right now, that tank has nothing but guppies, and it has like one algae eater in there. There's so many more guppy babies, y'all. These guppies are, when I tell you, they are like rabbits. They're constantly making babies. And, so I can put some guppies out there as well, because I know that they will definitely fill up that pond. And guppies are quick. They swim really fast as far as trying to get away from predators and stuff like that. So I'm probably going to put some guppies out there as well. But, so yeah, he's going to come back and work on this a little bit more this weekend. I'm going to be pretty busy. But hopefully I'll be able to give you guys another update sometime next week on the pond. But other than that, everything functions the way it's supposed to as far as the lights around the pond. My plants, I'm going to feed them after this whole thing is over. I'm going to feed the plants out there because they haven't been fed yet since I planted them and everything. They've been getting a lot of water because of the rain, so I don't have to water them right now. But I will. They do need some feeding. They need some plant food or whatever. And I'm waiting on my lawn guy to come cut the grass. He can't cut the grass because it keeps raining. It just keeps raining. So once it dries up out there, I'll be able to get the grass cut. And I'm going to show you guys. Do y'all see in my flower bed where there is some little other stuff trying to grow, like weeds and stuff? I did this before on another video, but I'm going to actually do another video of me making some weed killer with household items that you have around the house. And I'm going to go out there and tackle that. But here are the here's the pictures of the pond insert. This is what it looks like. And like I said, I think it's about maybe 2.5 feet deep. But I think it would be nice or whatever. What do y'all think? Post in the comment section and tell me your thoughts. Bye.